Look, it's a flood.
The flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
McDonald's CEO gets cooked over new burger taste test.
Kristi Noam loses job under fire because of ice. Boston's favorite son returns to the court to play.
And they bombed. They bombed all night and day. The tide rise away.
Didn't work quite as well.
The tide rises up. And World War III crashes through. What's up? Too old to get drafted. It's your favorite Unc, Doc, and Ziggy with the flood. That's right. Your favorite weekly pop culture digest, taking the news happening around you.
And talking about how it shapes the culture that defines you with our
pop
to
perspective.
put the culture in context.
And make the mainstream make sense.
Because if we don't make sense, we don't make
dollars.
Hello. At the patrons in
Rage
Peacock.
Peacock, we see you checking back in again before you get drafted, Slater.
Actually, Slater can't get drafted. Actually, all of our patrons are draft proof.
Hey, shout out. See, that's what happens.
Shout out to consistent income and knowing your market.
That's what happens when you come over here to the Flood. You subscribe to the Flood, you become a patron, and that makes you draft proof. You don't have to fake shin splints or whatever the fuck it was the president did. A Thunder Night!
Ohio and Andrew P. Raymer. All right, before I lose it, this thought I had. You know who would be the most upset and the most financially invested if the draft happened?
Who?
MrBeast.
I mean, what's the over-under? What do you think the Kalshi odds are on MrBeast doing a live from the front lines in Iran?
For money. Would you dive into Iran's nuclear facility for $5 million? And then there's like laser grids, like it's a fucking James Bond thing. And they're like, MrBeast, did you add those? And they're like, nope, just there normally.
Yeah.
I bet they work.
Shout out to Palantir. Once again, this is your second reminder that if you now like, share, and subscribe to the Flood Pod on everything, and that is on everything, you will be draft proof. Allegedly.
Yeah, they'll just say that they'll see you on your Spotify playlist and they'll be like, okay, you're a communist.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Oh,
Fucking, I mean, my boss calls me her little militant, so.
Wow. I mean, listen, she might want to calm down in Trump's America, buddy. Did she forget where we are now? They pulling people in for less out here. Like, what?
Anyway, you know how we like to try to get in front of you and climb with the views? And that is by abusing the algorithm, and this week's algorithm anthem is...
I thought you were going to say dragging a military vet out of a public town hall because he was speaking against the actions of the administration they literally did that.
Video, they broke that man's arm like it was the Joe Theismann video.
They literally did
or
that.
Or it was Alex Smith for a more recent version.
And that was a veteran. That was
I know. Who's running for office.
I mean, listen.
So they hit on the algorithm.
Risk it all by everybody's favorite Bruno Mars. And you know, oddly enough, the title fitting. The song doesn't really have much to do. Well, I mean, I guess if you love the country the way these patriots claim they love the country, right? The song could fit. But if you haven't given it a listen, I definitely recommend you go listen to Bruno Mars' new album. It's got the people's talking. A lot of people think it's, too raw, it's unrefined, but some people say that it's it's the kind of authenticity, that kind of analog feeling that is so desired in the big 2026, right? So go out there and give it a listen and tell us for yourselves at the Flood Pod on everything.
And that is on everything.
If you like the album or not. How are you feeling about Bruno Mars' latest single, Risk It All?
I'm not gonna lie, the easiest way to get actual direct response from us is probably to @ me on Threads.
Yeah. I mean,
specifically me. I'm on that shit all the time. It's too goddamn funny.
that is probably where we are the most active at the moment. And if I'm active at all, that
app is too goddamn funny.
It's a sign. There's your sign. It is pretty much become what Twitter used to be, right?
Yeah.
With a bit better moderation.
Richard is dead. Connie is the daughter of a mother with a dead daughter.
Are these like...
This is Threads lore.
Yeah, I was going to say this is...
I mean, the current one is we all think that there's somebody's...
On your algorithm feed.
The one that's really going on today, I don't know if you saw it, but there's somebody trending who's renting a house, and the renter is in, another state. But this person has noticed that their attic is starting to leak, brown liquid, and the owner told them to not go in there, and there's a weird smell, and it's padlocked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, now
So, all of Threads is invested in that.
Well, yeah, how could you not be, right? Because it's we got to find out what the brown liquid is, right? It's got a smell to it. Because it's got a smell to it, we need to know what the smell is.
And the thing is, you have
why do we need to know what the smell is? There's no particular.
You have
reason.
Scientists chiming in. There was an architect that chimed in and was the brown leaking might be from a failure of vapor barrier or something. And I'm just all of us are definitely not 0% chance of dead body.
Yeah. And see, when it's a non-zero, it should never be more than a 0% chance of dead body. If it's higher than 0, I feel like that's too high of a chance of dead body. Kind of like how people were talking about how it's a non-0% chance that either Israel or America is going to nuke Iran. And I'm that's never good.
Nope.
That's never a good percentage. We want that to stay at a firm 0.
So,
right?
I hope you're not coming to us for answers about that, because...
Why would you ever have listened? First of all, if you saw the thumbnail for this and clicked on it and was I wonder what these guys think about the Iran conflict, right? I got news for you.
You should already
That's not
have
the
a
news
good
we're
guess,
going to talk
'cause
about.
Ours is not an AI thumbnail.
No.
We paid an actual artist.
That is not where I thought you were going with it, but yeah, no, it's not. We did actually pay an actual artist, and we consulted with a professional, right, in designing it. Something.
However, I designed the words. I drew the words. The words are me. The words are me.
Something our president did not do before he decided to enter us into another forever war, or Vietnam II electric boogaloo.
All right, there's one thing I gotta give Trump credit for. His signature's actually pretty cool. His signature itself.
You know why?
Is pretty cool.
It's the one thing you and him have in common. You both like to write with Sharpie markers.
You're right. But I mean, it's very sharp. It's got these angled triangles to it.
That feels weird. I don't know. Writing with a Sharpie marker on everything, it gives me nails on chalkboard feel.
For me, it just feels smooth. It's either a Sharpie or use this G2 Pilot pen.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, just how far into the spectrum is your tism?
Undiagnosed.
Okay. Just so we're clear. I just wanted to be clear.
That's one of those tests I don't want to take just because, I just want to believe. Bruno Mars is trying to make everybody believe in love and romance and authentic expression again, right? The unfiltered, unprocessed, raw vocal power that is Bruno Mars is
blaring through your speakers throughout all of his tracks on this latest album, including the one that is our algorithm abuse hit of the day, Risk It All. Have you been abusing anything, any media on your algorithm? One of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about, if we get a chance to talk about today, is how the Zoomers are getting away from the doom scrolling, and one of those things is media sharing, right? Do you have any media that you would like us to, or that you would like to share with us?
Actually, I do.
Shout out to Zig having something he's been abusing on his algorithm for once that's new and relevant. Is it new and relevant?
It's relevant within the past year.
I mean, okay, so relevancy here just means something that you've been abusing on your algorithm.
So I have been playing last year's Game of the Year,
Oh.
Expedition 33.
Okay. Big talk. It has been big talk on the chats, right? They even got Vosh to play. I can't remember if he played it on stream or not, right?
So
like, it's a big game.
I have not
Did it
finished
win Game of the Year?
Yes, it won Game of the Year, and it's made by a very small French studio.
Ooh, a French game.
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
Not only is
This
it
is
like made by a
artisan.
small team, but the world is very French inspired. It's very
oui, monsieur.
It's
very
very-
ratatouille.
post-revolutionary. Like it has a feeling of being post-revolutionary sense of like hopelessness, pre-Napoleon conquest.
Okay, right.
So-
So very poignant for the moment, right?
The also from like the aesthetics, the dress, and so trying to get the premise of this world put together
Right.
for our listeners who
Spoiler
are unfamiliar.
alert: if you're not familiar with Expedition 33, get ready to have the plot ruined for you.
The first 20 minutes, sure. So the world is incredibly. I'm very curious about this world, but at the heart of it all, at some point, I think like 70 years ago, the world was fractured, and you can see like floating rocks and shit all over you. And there is, in the middle of the world, visible from everywhere, a giant column with a number on it. When the beginning of the game says 34.
So like an obelisk type
Yes.
thing.
And every year it clicks down to the next number.
Okay.
And everybody, when it clicks down to that number, who is that age, disappears.
Disappears like are we talking Thanos snap
Yes.
kind of okay, so it's
But
not like
instead
a
of ash, it's rose petals.
yeah, oh okay.
But it is a Thanos snap
yeah.
disappearing.
It's not like a mass culling where like all of a sudden you're standing in the grocery store and everybody who's 33 years old just like fucking has like a spleen explosion, right?
The difference, it's not like Why the Last Man.
Yeah.
For the people who've seen that series, when that happen, oh my god.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, that would be wild to
But-
like
The difference between it and the Thanos snap is it's regimented. It's a day on the calendar that everybody knows is coming. So it's not like Nick Fury where he started to fade away. And
Do
he
you
was
think
like,
that makes
"Oh,
it
son
better
of
or
a-"
worse?
There was no, I don't feel good, Mr. Stark. This was, I know I'm going to disappear, so I am with all of the people who I love at the harbor. Like, they give each other flowers.
yeah,
they-
like don't look up kind of type deal. Do you
Yeah.
think that makes it better or worse though?
But it gives this whole world.
So
a
you
sense
don't
of-
want to answer the question. You don't want to think about that, like whether it's better or worse. Like I kind of would rather it be like Thanos snaps. If I'm being selfish, right? I would rather it be. I don't want to think about it, right? Like there's literally every day I go to the fucking market. I gotta look at the column and wonder if my time is coming or not.
That's why I choose the third option, which is the option they give you in the game. Do something about it.
So you're gonna team up with Tony Stark and them to go back in time and convince Ant-Man to crawl up Thanos' ass?
Well, so the person or the thing in control of this is the paintress, who's like laying down and sleeping at the obelisk, where they change the numbers. Every year she wakes up, cleans the number off, writes the next number down, and then goes back to sleep. And then everybody's fucking gone. So, they have these things called expeditions.
Yeah.
Where everybody who is the age that is next to disappear goes and leaves the town and tries to take on the patron.
Take her on, like,
and
so,
get rid of her.
So she's like, yo, all right, come on, we'll like 1v1, and if y'all can like square up with me and run the fade,
if you can kill the patrons, hopefully this will stop, right?
hopefully there's no guarantee, right?
Because
So she's never proclaimed.
No expedition has even gotten close.
Has ever gotten so
Nobody,
it's actually like it's a challenge to get to the patron.
Yes,
right?
And no expeditions return. So we only know what happened as I uncover other notes left by previous expeditions. Because eventually I'm going to get to where no person had gone before.
Gotcha. And
it's so fascinating, like the world that they've built. Also, the quality of the game. It's a turn-based game, turn-based RPG, and it's got a very well-designed system that takes elements from classic Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
It still has like quick time reactions, like if you hit it, like Mario RPG, where if you hit a thing at a certain time, it does extra damage.
Yeah,
you can dodge. It also has elements of Bravely Default, which was one of my favorite game systems, and that's because it designed it to where turns became resources. And the way that this game has it is certain abilities can generate more resources, and certain abilities cost more resources. It's very good at implementing that aspect of time, pace, and tempo in a turn-based RPG. The characters are great, like, despite it being such a dark world, still finds ways to put in whimsy.
So from what I'm
the
gathering,
soundtrack is also absolute fucking fire. Banger after banger after banger.
So from what I'm gathering is, based on the description you've given, is that like the world and the storyline is so immersive and the gameplay is so detailed, right? That you're really like you feel so invested in this world that you're excited to see what else the developers can offer.
Also, the gameplay is
and you're not through it, right? You haven't beaten the game yet.
I'm not even through the first act.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
so you're like, yeah, you're locked in.
I know I have not unlocked all of the characters still. Like, but the gameplay is very well designed. There's all of these different interactions you can make. Like, I lost to a boss earlier, and I now know I'm gonna have to spend a fucking hour in the menu reading all of these abilities, and I couldn't be happier.
Right, and
like, this is the type of shit I love.
And you picked up this game as something to fill your time because you, like you said, stand-up's been kind of dry lately.
That and the group chat I've had for years with Cool Zach and Keontae, they both played this game. Keontae says, like, it changed his fucking life.
Damn, man. I mean, I find that that's awesome, right? Like, you love those kinds of experiences where you interact with a certain kind of media, and it affects you in such a profound way that you reshape your personality.
I definitely feel some sort of way playing this game at 33 years old, where the expedition age is 33. So
it beats doom scrolling, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does beat doom scrolling. You know what else would beat doom scrolling?
Well, Gen Z is looking for all kinds of ways to get out of their locked-in doom scrolling. And let me tell you, we'll talk about that right after this break.
Break. Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back. Hey, Zig.
What's up?
According to Business Insider's Roy Shahidi, Gen Z is trying to log their way out of doom scrolling. And I don't think it's just her, right? This is...
What apps are they doom scrolling?
Well, I mean, you know the big one is TikTok, right? But...
That's doom swiping.
I have seen a growing discussion online amongst the influencers in my algorithm, at least, right, about how Gen Z is trying to back away so much from the brain rot, right? So much.
Kaisenat is reading books.
I mean, that was the big. I feel like that was the big, I guess, visual shift in the culture, right? Like. Kai Cenat was on stream being like, maybe we should be reading, y'all. Maybe we should beat the allegations, right?
Yeah.
Man, let's try to beat the allegations, because I cannot tell you how many teachers I have seen on the internet screaming, help me, y'all, please. These kids can't read.
Yup.
Fed up with doom scrolling and worried their attention spans are shrinking, some Gen Zers are tracking what they watch and read to stop scrolling. Across TikTok, Substack, and Instagram, younger generations are sharing weekly roundups of books, films, and podcasts and long-form articles they have consumed, often under the banner of media I consumed instead of doom scrolling.
Love it. This is a movement I can get behind.
Social cataloging apps designed to track and share media consumption have risen in popularity, while content on creating physical media journals is also trending.
Some of the best shit you'll read online has the disclaimer, 30-plus minute read. It's worth it.
Gen Zers and millennials are engaging in the trend, says... the practice is helping Gen Zers and millennials that are engaging in the trend say the practice is helping them become more intentional with the media they consume and prove they can still focus on something longer than a TikTok. All on the heels of the return of Vine. How dare you, motherfuckers! In the name of the king, you dare slander short form content like this? No, I'm all for this, actually.
See, the thing is, hold on. I think.
Do you think this is real?
Where it got fucked up is where they were like, here's your short form content, and then gradually increased it. I think Vine can coexist with long form content.
With YouTube think pieces. Shout out to FD Signifier. The think piece king.
Yeah.
Right. Think peace, king. Hey. Can I get that on the t-shirt?
With like your face overlaid with FD Signifier's hair.
I mean, it's only a matter of time, right? I'm putting that into the ethos, right? Before me and FD have a sit down, right? I'm trying to get on that panel with Cornbread Fed YouTube, or that's probably not the. I keep forgetting the name of the podcast, which is just gonna get my black card snatched anyway, right? It's already bad enough my co-host is white at a time like this.
Whoa, I'm clear.
Or
I'm Irish.
That is something your white ass would say. FD, we give you a pass for that. Y'all, I found out that the Irish have their own version of Medea, and I'm like, damn, the Irish really is Europe's black people. Right? Does that make like
FD Signifier even said, whoa, except for the Irish, you're cool.
Yeah. Does that make like the Slavs the Mexicans of Europe? Because they treat Romanians like Mexicans over there. They call them gypsies and shit, right? They really do.
Slav life. Yeah. Stab you with a knife.
Yeah, they really do be treating Eastern Europe like Latin America over there.
And an Adidas billboard.
But back on topic, right? So, one, do you think this is real, or do you think this is AstroTurf? Do you think they are like slowly but surely trying to AstroTurf Gen Z into giving a fuck about like their brain activity?
No, I feel like there's something to this, because like the IT assistant at work, I describe him as like if Wheezy Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle looked like Chief Keef.
I can't decide how offensive that is, or if like I would be offended if I was the IT guy.
No, like he's very.
I know what you mean, right? I just
he
can't decide
he
whether or
always
not it's
collects his
offensive.
thoughts
I don't feel like that's
like
a bad.
Stevie.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't feel like that's a bad character trait to have. Also, I don't feel like I don't feel like being mindful of the content that you're watching is a bad character trait to have.
And that's why I am proud of Perry, who is getting into like longer form content and asking questions about stuff. He bought my book. By the way, all of you Zoomers who are getting into long form analog content,
Humble plug.
check out
The humble
my
plug.
book, A Focus on Distractions, now available on Amazon.
Hey, and let us know at the Flood Pod on everything.
That is on everything.
Hey, also let us know what you guys have been into. We keep saying, that is part of the reason why
You can email us.
the algorithm abuse thing started out as like, a gimmick, right? But
It's also worked.
has turned into like a genuine like check-in, like, okay, like this is kind of our version of, I guess, the media cataloging, right? The media we've been consuming, right? And here for a long time, not to brag, but I'm gonna brag for a bit. Big fan of Audible here, despite their support of Israel, right? There are some other apps that you should move on to. I will definitely find a way to share those with y'all once I can.
I mean, personally, I just need to take a few hours and transfer my entire Spotify playlist to YouTube because apparently all of the Ringer podcasts, including the Mismatch with Kyle Vernon and modern American philosopher David Jacoby, is on Netflix now.
I mean, Libby exists, right? So support your public library. They have a whole ass version of Audible that you can get. Like,
ooh, that's another one of Threads lore. The library card.
Oh yeah. I mean, get a fucking library card because Republicans think y'all can't read and they want to shut down all the public libraries because they don't think you should have anything for free.
New segment I'm doing, and this is going to be a weekly segment.
What you got from the library?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to have to come up with a catchier name and a sound drop. But the wildest shit I saw on Threads this week.
Oh, fair. I like that. But back to what I was saying, to plug and to, kind of tie it all in. One of the books I've been reading, I found out, is trending on TikTok right now on the, I forget what they call it, like BookTok, right? It's trending on BookTok. Dungeon Crawler Carl, right? Dungeon Crawler Carl. And oddly enough, it was a book recommended to me by my acupuncturist who is older than me. But this book is trending amongst the Zoomers and shit to sound as unk as possible. And
does it have pictures?
No. Nigga, it doesn't have pictures. Because y'all can't read. Once again, Zig thinks y'all can't read. But no.
Prove me wrong!
We are talking about BookTok, though, which by definition should be able to read unless we're all on Audible, like me. And I
can't read, but I can listen real good.
I does. I listens real good on Audible. I've collected so many
Nothing bad
badges.
can happen. Only good happen.
I've collected so many badges for the listening I've done. I'm a great listener. Just ask all of my exes.
Look, I may not be able to read, but my house is spotless.
Dungeon Crawler Carl is great. It is a fantastically funny fantasy adventure story about a modern guy who gets stuck in a post-apocalyptic dungeon game. I feel like I've talked about. I feel like I'm having a fever dream, like a deja vu moment, right? Mandela effect, where I think I talked about this already, but if I haven't, if you don't know, now you know. Post-apocalyptic adventure dungeon crawler fantasy where a guy and his ex-girlfriend's cat get stuck in a dungeon created by a intergalactic company who is seeking to mine the Earth for all of its resources.
This sounds
while
like Dune.
using the remaining inhabitants of the planet as entertainment fodder in an intergalactic reality game show for advertising.
This sounds like
opportunities.
Dune mixed with that one episode of Press M for Monkey, which was
Or
like
Dial M for Monkey.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Tubi for like siphoning what is left of the remaining Cartoon Network library for the real shit. That shout out Tubi is for the real ones.
All right, so
if you don't know, now you know.
Our previous thing, I had to write this down. I want to meet somebody. I want to meet
Welcome
somebody.
to the dating segment of the Flood
No,
Podcast.
this is not. I just want to see. I want to meet this person to see if they exist. Somebody who has listened to every single classic book on audiobook, but can't fucking read. They can quote everything, remember it all, but can't fucking read. I would love to meet that person.
What kind of person do you think would sit down and listen to A Tale of Two Cities but can't read
A
Tale of Two
DoorDash
Cities?
driver.
Who is like a fresh off the boat? Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Like 1920s America, where he's like, you know, I left school in the 4th grade and I learned how to drive taxi, and that's all I've done is drive taxi. But I love the Mark Twain. Oh my goodness, and the Charles Dickens. I listen to them all on audio tape in my 8-track, and I get them from the public library, and I never tell them at the counter that I can't read, but I buy the audio tape. I rent the audio tapes, and let me tell you, as I drive the people around, I say, oh no, I don't listen to the music in my Uber. We don't listen to the music. We experience the literature.
I've DoorDashed since 2021, and voice commands are on my phone. Hey Google, play The Count of Monte Cristo.
I got to listen to all of Carmilla in a traffic jam one time. In all fairness, I did start before I got in the car. Maybe like a half an hour, hour and a half before I got in the car. But I was in traffic long enough to finish that entire book.
All right, I'll next level you. I've written parts of college essays
Hey, we got a
with
one-upper.
speech to text
We got a one-upper.
while driving.
Shout out to that traffic.
I had to spell check it.
I would hope so. I would hope you spell checked it. It seems like Gen Z is getting tired of being labeled as the hopeless generation, right? They saw the TED Talk that said that they are the first generation to not outsmart the previous one, and they it seems like they took the assignment, right? They understood the assignment. Damn. I'm not gonna beat the Unk allegations this pod. I just need y'all to know that. So I'm here for it though, right? Because but what I want, I guess what I want to ask you and the listeners, right, is do we think this signals the end of short form content, or do we inherently blame short form content for doom scrolling?
I think what we're going to end up with is the mid-form content, or like the TikTok videos you're watching and then you hit it and you're like, oh my god, this is still going on? I'm not even half done? That type of content, I think, is going to go away because the people that want that kind of content are going to search for that kind of content.
Right.
Where when people want their, like, bullets, 7-minute clips, that's what made Vine. Like, we could just go whoop, 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 like, for 7 seconds at a time. When TikTok started putting in, like, 10-minute videos, I was like, this is kind of defeating the point, like...
I think what really, you want to know what I think? Here, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think what really set this off, what really lit the fuse on this cultural shift, was the proliferation of AI generated content on the social and such overwhelming massive
Yes.
such an overwhelming massive production of it too was centered on short form content.
Yes, Gen Z. Leech off of the previous generations for culture even more. Please, do it. Don't bother making anything yourselves.
But I think that's the big difference between...
Except for you, Billie Eilish, you're cool. And Sabrina Carpenter,
I think
you're especially cool.
that's the big difference between what we see happening on TikTok right now and Vine, right? And even the rebirth of Vine, which specifically went out of its way to say no AI generated content. Vine's short form content, I feel like, was significantly different because it was being created by people, right? Even if it was low effort in a lot of the cases, right? The majority of the cases, we'll even say. It was still being created by other people to be shared and enjoyed by actual people, right? Now what we see online is a lot of people coming to terms with the death of the internet, in the sense that, like, you never even really know unless you actually know somebody whether you're arguing with a bot or not, right? And now it's getting even harder to tell whether a lot of the short form content you're watching, especially the short form content, is AI generated. Right? Because it's...
The moment you see a cut in something, you should start questioning.
It's extremely proficient in its short form nature, right? Like, it gets hard to maintain quality over long periods of time with AI content. Like, even on the cheap, easy to make stuff that you see on YouTube, right? Like the hour-long marathons of, like, sleepy, boring facts, like the fucking AI generated images that they post in the background of those videos are either recycled throughout the entire runtime of the video, or they begin to falter in quality as the video goes on. So I think that a lot of Gen Z is much more conscious of what they were consuming than what we were giving them credit for, right? And they too see the like AI generated slop and they want nothing to do with it, right? Like they see the big arch burger and they see the McDonald's CEO struggling to take a bite of that shit, and they're like,
for Gen Z,
before we talk about this,
who want to watch something impossible for AI at this current moment to reproduce, check out the 2002 film Russian Art. It is a unique experimental film by Alexander Sokurov, famous for being shot in a single, unbroken, 96-minute take through the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. It follows an unseen narrator, implied to be a ghost, as he wanders through centuries of Russian history, encountering historical figures and events from Peter the Great to the Romanovs, culminating in a grand ball. The film is a technical marvel, using over 2,000 actors and extras, and serves as a dreamlike journey through Russian culture and history.
Wasn't that the inspiration for what's that fucking movie where the dude who plays Batman plays the superhero
Birdman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yep. I mean, listen, once again, I'm here for Gen Z standing up for content of substance, because these corporations have gotten away with feeding us slop for way too long.
Here's my take. Millennials have been fed slop too. We were just able to determine what was high quality slop. This goes back to our argument of, if you find the best of lowbrow art, does that make it highbrow?
Okay, so to my point, right, I think What I'm saying is they have gotten away with feeding us just slop for way too long. Even Gordon Ramsay likes a McDonald's double cheeseburger, right? But when you watch the McDonald's CEO do something that might as well have been AI generated in the taste test reveal of their new, what was it, the Big Arch Burger?
Yep.
Good God. I mean, parody be damned. I cannot explain to you how much 2026 feels like the year of uncanny, right? From the uncanny war, which we're going to talk about,
to the uncanny punch the monkey,
which we talked about last week. Now we've got to talk about this fucking hit job of a taste test that Chris Kaczynski did. I mean, after, I guess, a focus group testing in several different countries that weren't the United States, according to Chris in the video, which you have, if you haven't seen by now, please go check that shit out, right? Like, I cannot emphasize, I mean, from like the tiny little nibble he took of the burger. So I'm like, I was talking to my homegirl about this shit, and she was like, it made me not want to eat McDonald's anymore. And I'm like, hey, yo, bro, you off no bullshit, though? Off no bullshit? I might be done. I might be done with the McDonald's. I was already kind of done with fast food in general because this shit is just crazy fucking expensive. It's still not as expensive as event food, though. I went to a fucking drift event the other day and got roped into paying $11 for fries and a can of soda. And I'm like, this is high. From a food truck at a fucking race. Like, this is highway robbery. And I looked at the nigga as I handed him my card, and I gave him that look that was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. The kind of look that like only a father can give. And he looked at me in my face and was like, this is Trump's America, nigga.
Why are you here? You look Dominican.
I should have been like, I should get this food truck deported. I should call ICE and shut this whole event down just because fucking $11 for fries is fucking that's crazy. The McDonald's CEO, I don't know if that was supposed to intentionally make him look like just...
He clapped back about it on LinkedIn.
Oh my God. Like, it's already bad enough that the narrative in America, right, is that the ultra wealthy are just like unrealistic, right? Like they're not with it, right? They're not connected to what's going on in the real world. And if this motherfucker thought the tiny little bite he took of that fucking burger was gonna make any plebe go, oh yeah, I gotta get to McDonald's now.
So, we've all seen the videos of other restaurant CEOs eating their foods. But there was a thread that all of the social media of major corporations of all of the wrong social media corporations responded to. I demand that CEOs of every company make a video eating their product immediately. Here are some of the responses. AccuWeather. Sigh. Google's how to swallow the sun. Dulles Airport. Ma'am, this is an airport. MasterCard. Well, here goes nothing. Jeep. I'm sweating. MapQuest. But Lyft. Just so I have the email right. Are you envisioning a car or the driver for us?
I'm just saying, though, like, the way the internet immediately woke up and instantly jumped on this man. They were like, sir, I know we are on, like, the heels of World War III, but what the fuck was that? What the fuck do you mean, come try the Big Arch Burger? Nigga, you didn't try the Big Arch Burger. That I've seen more Squidward bite memes in the last fucking week than I've seen in the last 10 years. Nigga, what are you talking about? Like, the way Jack in the Box jumped on this man with the Peloton meme just now fucking took me out. The no small bites, get him banned.
Like,
get him banned.
I think the real thing that I saw that came out of this was the idea of having Undercover Boss, the customer edition. Like, watch Jeff Bezos try to cancel an Amazon Prime subscription.
I'm just...
Watch a healthcare CEO try to get a health claim covered.
The only way this could have backfired anymore is if he, like, actually threw up after tasting the burger. Like, unintentionally, it was a nasty patty, and this thing just, like, yacked on camera. And they still posted it. That's what fucking kills me, right? Is everybody on the marketing team watched that video and was like, yeah, we gotta can feed this nigga to the leopards.
All right, let me... All right,
they
so let
must.
me say,
Chris, they must hate you in the marketing department. Chris, they have to. Like, there's no way. Do you see the way you are getting cooked out there right now? He has to be hated. There's no way.
I need to. All right, continue.
Yo, cause there's absolutely no way. They watched that video and was like, yeah, that's convincing. Why would you not hire, like, the dude? You could have hired that fucking buff black dude that's in, like, all the Instagram reels in fucking the restaurants trying the food, and then he, like, rips his shirt off and dances and makes everybody in the restaurant feel all awkward.
Guy?
No. Do all black people look alike to you, nigga? No, that's
no,
not
but
what
all white people look like Ben Affleck.
There's all kinds of food reviewers, fucking...
Oh my god, I thought after you just said that, like, do you think all black people look alike? I really thought you were about to be like, there are all sorts of black people.
No. There are all sorts of food reviewers and taste tester
and many of them are black.
That you could have hired that would have made that shitty tasting burger look appetizing, but instead you decided to die on that island yourself, Chris Kaczynski, and for that, I have to give you
died so you can make that shitty video.
A unintended championship ring, because my God, my man, if you did not carry us through this terrible economy.
Have you seen?
That was the tastiest bit of Schadenfreude I have
seen. Have you seen the video of the guy who confuses Jeffrey Epstein with Anthony Bourdain?
Oh man, that's rough.
Before we change topics, we're gonna pause and let you watch that.
Yeah, an unintended championship ring to Chris Kaczynski. Kaczynski? Is that what his name was?
As long as it's not Ted Kaczynski.
For providing us with that, like I said, just delightful bit of Schadenfreude. One to get us over the fears and anxiety of the ever-encroaching World War III. But we'll get to that.
What CEO from what company would you want them to watch as a customer? If it's like you have to go through a process or something, if it's a restaurant, they gotta walk in.
Peter Thiel to test his facial recognition missile-guided technology.
Ooh, even better. Peter Thiel trying to get his digital footprint removed.
I mean, listen, all I'm trying to say is I don't think I've seen a more controversial reveal this week other than that God of War reveal that happened.
I mean,
right?
The last one I can remember was when Kevin Durant's next chapter was in Golden State.
Amazon gave a sneak peek of the God of War TV show after revealing that Kratos will be played by none other than Ryan Hurst of the God of War Ragnarok Thor fame. It's like, no, a lot of people will probably recognize Ryan from Sons of Anarchy.
I mean, he does kind of look more God of Skirmishy.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm feeling it, right? Like, this feels, once again, I feel like Amazon bought this property and was like, Jeff was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get
like,
my
gotta
return
hit
on
and
this.
run.
Yeah, like this does not feel like I'm looking
God
at
of
this,
sneak attack.
and I don't feel like Amazon gave it the same budget that they gave Fallout.
Nope.
I
And if you watched all of season 2, which I did,
this feels very much like when Netflix was like, yo, we got Avatar: The Last Airbender and Yu Yu Hakusho. And then you watch the Yu Yu Hakusho one, and it was like, oh, okay, this was clearly done by like a Japanese studio with the same budget that you would have given a Japanese studio.
and then you watch the Last Airbender one, it's like, wow, you gave the set designers the American budget, but the writers and creative the same budget.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little...
There's a reason that the Avatar creators bowed out from the remake.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna hold you.
There's
right?
actually, I will say, there is a piece of media coming out that I am not worried about. The One Piece live action season 2 comes out on March 10th, which will be, for us, this coming Tuesday. And I'm very excited for that because I thought the live action was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed it. And all of the actors in the live action seem to be taking it to heart to the point where the guy who plays Zoro is getting lost and playing in One Piece card tournaments. And the guy who plays Sanji is just actually pushing it to the fucking extreme.
So you feel like we're gonna get the same kind of quality and continuity that we got from the first season?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very good. For what it is, I think it's gonna be very good. And I thoroughly enjoyed the live action One Piece, and I'm also very much able to separate it from the anime and the manga.
I mean, that's good. I feel like, we were living in a golden age of video game adaptations here for a moment, and I think we might have hit a brick wall with this God of War adaptation, but I mean,
the
I don't
Halo
know.
adaptation was not very well received either.
Yeah, and
I tried to watch it, and I couldn't get into it.
to be fair, we've just got a still of a scene shot. So, but it's...
And I will say, my first reaction to the first still shot of Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight, I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, okay, alright, Still, I feel like everybody's gotta be...
Same thing with the One Piece Season 1 live-action trailer. When I saw that quick clip of Buggy the Clown, I was like, I don't know, man. But after watching Season 1, I'm like, oh, Buggy's great. I love Buggy.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out. Lots of anticipation growing amongst different fields and spectrums
We got 2
throughout the
seasons
American
of live-action
pop
One Piece
culture.
before GTA 6.
We got World War III before GTA 6. And I'm not okay with that. I'm so not okay with that.
Rockstar, I get it. You try to stay current, but at a certain point, can you just cut it off? Like, I know you want people to remember current events when Grand Theft Auto drops, but the world is all gas, no
with the
brakes
way,
right now.
And gas is over a fucking $100 a barrel
we're
right
okay
now.
if Grand Theft Auto 6 takes place in 2023.
It's already gonna
fine.
cost.
It's fine if it takes place in 2023.
It's already gonna
We loved
cost
Vice
$90.
City. That took place in the 80s, and you released it in 2004.
Do you think anybody's gonna have $90 by the time Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out?
No, we're not gonna have America.
And on that note, we're going on break. Break.
You take a sound, any sound, record it, and then change its nature by a multiplicity of operations. You record it at different speeds, you play it backwards, you add it to itself over and over again. You adjust filters, echoes, acoustic qualities, you combine segments of magnetic tape. By these means and many others, you can create sounds which no one has ever heard before.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And in this week's episode of America Gone Wild,
Yeah, season 250.
can you believe it? Fucking, we are on the 250th anniversary.
If you told me when I was 5 that we would have this stupid of a 250th anniversary.
I keep making
Like,
the
why
joke.
couldn't he have been president in like the like 200th, like within like a not significant anniversary?
I keep making the joke about this year or this season of America being Aaron Sorkin's wet dream,
And
right?
the dumb 80s.
But like, we're doing a literal Christian jihad.
Yeah. Yeah. Weren't we supposed to start with Kristi Noam?
Yeah, let's start with Kristi Noam. Because Kristi Noam is done. Guys, kinda, sorta.
Hey, yo! Come on, join me in on this.
Okay.
Kristi Noam! Hey, ho! Why
are you
such a cunt?
No, but for real though, why? Why are you such a
You cut us off before we got to do the
hey?
ho! Ha! You see, it's the after the first you do 2, and then after
I got it.
it's 3, and it like I said, the part that I'm really excited about in that song is like those weird like chant things where you go hoo ha hoo. It makes me feel manly. Shut up.
That's what it's about in Trump's America, baby. Haven't you been following Kid Rock and RFK around? They've been doing
Nothing makes me feel more manly than telling a woman she's a bitch.
in my sweaty denim. Them motherfuckers were drinking. Did you see the video of them drinking raw milk in a hot tub
And by
together?
that you mean Kid Rock and RFK
Hey,
Jr.
Yes. Drinking raw milk in a hot tub together.
How much do you think it would cost for our patrons to pool for us together to move somewhere that's like not shitty, like Australia?
Does anything scream unfuckable more than drinking raw milk in a hot tub?
Yes. Liking the post, but not being there.
I thought you were gonna say
Liking the post, but not being there.
I thought you were gonna say working out in a sauna and denim jeans with Kid Rock. Because like, I don't think you can get any more unfuckable than that. Or at least I didn't think you could get.
Thinking you're, while not being there, thinking, I wish I was there.
I wish
That would make you more unfuckable.
Man, I wish RFK Jr. thought I was cool.
Like, the person that actually was there is more fuckable than the person who wasn't and wishes they were.
Can you imagine being somebody in 2026 whose peak goal is wishing Kid Rock thought they were cool? Like, man, I hope I get to meet Kid Rock one day, and I hope he thinks I'm the coolest dude in America.
Hey, Doc. Hey, Doc. Hey, Doc. People opened for him
I know.
last month.
I know. And they were excited about it. Like, oh my God, you're the Kid Rock. Ball with the button back. That's you. You did that song and haven't done shit since. My nigga. Can you believe it?
To be fair, you and I would be extremely hyped if we got to interview Mario.
You mean Mario? It's Mario.
It's Mario?
It's Mario.
Okay. We would be very hyped to
From
interview
Baltimore.
Mario.
So, he's not Kid Rock. He's not out here fucking
He
championing
never
for the
said,
president.
you say it's statutory.
I don't even think Mario said anything wild about getting vaccines during all of that shit.
I think Mario's just been kind of
I think the
chilling?
craziest thing he did was not paying for his mom when she was getting evicted out of her house, but that's because they've had like a tumultuous relationship, right? Like, so I'm pretty sure this nigga like not just like evicted, like let her get evicted from the house, but I'm pretty sure he like put her out of the house. Like,
Wow, this sounds like something on Threads that I read yesterday.
it just sounds like some Baltimore shit, if you ask me. But what doesn't sound like some Baltimore shit is Kristi Noam finally getting the bucket for fucking up all of the ice.
Kristi Noam, you're fired.
The ice narrative. I mean, she couldn't have blown the lid on that any harder than.
Could have blown Corey Lewandowski harder though.
I was gonna make a Nancy Reagan joke, but I feel like we've already hit our peak misogyny meter for the episode.
Well, we already know the real GOP throat goat is Charlie Kirk.
Yikes. Kristi Noam didn't put that dog down, or did she?
Did you see the fucking representative who had the button that said, like, justice for biscuits or whatever?
Yeah,
and it was the name of the dog.
Yeah.
It was like justice for Cracker or whatever the fuck the name of the dog was. Of course Kristi Noam would have a dog named Cracker.
So she's been fired. Rightfully so. Fuck that bitch and fuck the entire DHS, fuck the ICE, and fuck the whole GOP, honestly. But
I am willing
bars.
I am willing to sacrifice the best potential season of South Park ever for a normal America.
But let's not play ourselves because she's been given a different position. That's right. Kristi Noam has been made officially Captain's First America at the Board of Peace. That Marvel...
I thought she had a different title. Where it was like the head director of the Shield of the Americas.
Yeah, that's what it is. The Shield of... Yeah, she's not the...
Like, they literally... Like, I
It's-
heard
yeah, that's
the
why I made
Shield
it.
of the Americas.
That's why I made the Captain America joke.
Never heard
right?
that before.
They made this bitch Captain America. They put her at the head of the Shield of Americas, which has like fucking Guam and
Even worse.
not even Guam.
It's Captain America in the What
on.
If franchise.
This what if Captain America ass bitch. Hold on, I gotta look up the countries in the Shield of Americas, right?
I don't know. I don't think they've decided.
Yes,
they
they
said
know.
that they fired her and then made her the director of it, and they were like, "We're gonna announce it on Saturday, though." Like, I'm pretty sure that they gave her this job just so she wouldn't immediately get tried.
So as of right now, there are 13 participating countries in the Shields of the Americas, and they are Argentina, already not off to a good start. That's where all the Nazis went. Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, which is where
Not surprising.
Guyana, Honduras, Panama, Paraguay, Trinidad, Tobago, and the United States.
Got it. So, none of the countries that actually are like, this is wrong, a la Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico.
Canada, hello? Canada? Canada's not a part of the Shield of the Americas at all, right? I mean, they've committed some atrocities. I don't feel like they should be excluded from this list.
If you want to do another extra Google search, look up how many of those countries the CIA has had intervention in. Because I know it's more than one.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, can we get any more of a fucking, can this be any more of a fucking joke? Any more of a fucking joke? This nigga starts a fucking board, starts a commission called the Board of Peace, and then bombs the shit out of Iran like less than a month afterward, right? Like, how do you make yourself the lifetime CEO, the forever CEO of the Board of Peace, and then go start a forever war? Come the fuck on.
I don't know. Ask FIFA.
Come the fuck on. I mean, I get making. I kind of.
It's the dumbest fucking timeline.
I kind of get, in a way, making the lady who shot her dog the fucking head of the Department of the Department of Homeland Security, right? Like,
literally killing a guard dog.
Yeah, listen. Okay, hear me out, right? You would think that means that she has the discernment to get the job done, right? Like, okay, this woman is cold-hearted enough that she's like, all I care about is security. If this dog can't hunt, this dog can't run in my pack.
Hunting is aggressive by nature. That is not defensive. By definition, you are tracking something. You are following something. There is nothing defensive about following something.
But I mean, let's be real. All of them,
like defense is like, all right, you're on my ground. Offensive lineman, block that shit.
Let's be real.
If they're like past the line of scrimmage, you don't give a fuck.
All of the Trump cronies who have had the unfortunate luck of having to do a public hearing have not fared well.
No.
And Kristi Noam being the first one to
Kristi
actually...
Noam got fired. Pam
Yeah.
Bondi has now been subpoenaed.
Kristi Noam being the first one to meet the chopping block because of her public testimony could be.
They're all gonna end up, everyone who gets fired or impeached is gonna end up in the Department of the Shield of the Americas, which is just going to be a shield of prosecution.
I don't know. I personally feel like it is a sign that the front is weakening, right?
Well, it absolutely is.
I mean, not just as a reflection of like his poll numbers, right? But like the fact that they felt compelled to have to even shift her from one position to another is a sign that they are feeling uncertain about their mandate.
The biggest thing that really bothers me is the mental gymnastics that people who still support him go through.
I mean, it is literal cold bad. At first, I really felt like, personally, I felt like calling MAGA a cult was hyperbole, right? And I felt like it was a bit disingenuous to the nature of what was actually happening. But the further we go into this...
Like, I'm seriously thinking, how would my mom react if she was just like, hey, honey, how's your day? And I go, well, kind of shitty. I just found out Logan might get drafted.
It does feel like there will come a time where, as like when we were growing up with Nazi regalia, we will be hearing stories like 20 years from now, like I was going through my grandfather's
Found
stuff.
a bunch of MAGA shit.
Yeah, dude, I found the Trump sneakers in my grandfather's closet.
You know, 20 years from now, we're going to walk through the Smithsonian Museum of American History, and there's going to be a pair of Trump Force Ones.
Yo, I'm saying, like, that's the future that we have to look forward to.
You know Fat Joe has a pair of them. Like he even...
Ironically.
Like, he went out and he was like, no,
yeah.
Look, like, I'm a sneaker collector.
Yeah, so like
These sneakers,
it's history.
they are history. I will never wear them,
Yeah.
but they are history.
Well, why would you wear them, right? Like the whole point of at this
Tacky.
Yeah, goddamn, man.
Even
But-
Jordan would call those tacky.
So, Andrew Callahan from Channel 5 put out a video just recently about why he thinks America should have had a second revolution or a revolution after the Vietnam War. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you go check it out. But I do feel like...
Ladies, don't give Andrew Callahan your number, though.
I do feel like that discussion...
Like, he hasn't done anything super creepy, but he will annoy the fuck out of you.
I do feel like that discussion, not that discussion, but this discussion about American Revolution is kind of relevant in the sense that we are really facing some seriously concerning times, right? Like, and not in the sense of like COVID, where it was like, ooh, what kind of like Black Mirror episode are we gonna live through today? This is like the fucking president is like late night schizo tweeting about nuking Iran. Now, before we go more into Iran, I did come across the Business Insider article that I thought was quite hilarious when it comes to some of, Kristi Noam's more, I guess.
Ha! Why are you such a cunt?
Less severe failures, depending on your definition of severe, right? 15 blockbuster movies that cost less than Kristi Noam's $220 million DHS ad campaign.
This is a fun list.
200
This is adjusted for inflation, right?
$220 million DHS campaign, where they were stealing songs from everybody, including Sabrina Carpenter. I believe they had a DaBaby song in there somewhere.
There we go. Running joke.
Business Insider. Kristi Noam might not be a Hollywood star, but her department spent like the big studios. A $220 million ad contract funded by taxpayer money.
And the amount of green screen used in it?
That is more money than needed to budget for The Matrix.
What about the Melania movie?
That is more money than was needed to produce The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings,
all of them are
adjusted for inflation, no, the first one, only cost $166 million.
What's the first one?
Oh, no. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
That's the third one.
That's the third one.
Okay.
200.
It's Fellowship, then Two Towers, then Return of the King.
$220 million, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
You may not be talking to Stephen Colbert, but I will make you respect the basics.
$166 million.
Adjusted for inflation.
Adjusted for inflation.
They filmed that shit in New Zealand.
The new Top Gun movie only cost $189 million to make. Barbie. 154. Gladiator came close, but still shy 15
million. I don't know
million.
how Kristi thought that this math was going to math at all. Like, there are Ridley Scott
Still shy
movies on
25
here.
million. Frozen cost less.
And that's not AI animation.
That's 209 million, right? So that's the closest we've gotten so far. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Do you want to take a guess?
Which
Do you
one?
want to take a
The
guess?
first or the second?
Second. Part 2.
Okay.
Part 2.
I want to admit, I saw the Deathly Hallows Part 1 in theaters with my girlfriend at the time, who was a huge Harry Potter fan. And as soon as the Patronus or whatever showed up, I pointed at the screen and shouted, "That's Bambi's mom." She was not happy with me. Continue.
$180 million. Jurassic World, The Hunger Games, Oppenheimer, all produced for less money than the DHS budget. Jaws, a cinema classic,
Adjusted for inflation.
was only $55 million. You could have made in four Jawses.
You could have made it for, like, if you adjusted for inflation, it would have been even cheaper now, because you would have had an animatronic shark that didn't break all the goddamn time.
Iron Man cost $210 million. I think that one's the closest we've come so far to the DHS
Once again,
budget.
adjusted for inflation. And Iron Man, I don't know, set off the most financially successful movie franchise of all time.
The Lion King, an animation classic, only cost $99 million to make, adjusted for inflation. That is a a fucking sneeze of a fraction.
You know what's the worst part? Kristi Noam probably budgeted it to get YouTube ads.
And they still...
And everybody with the fucking head on their heads knows to just get YouTube Premium. Because the website's basically useless without it.
What I took away from this entire thing, right, despite the fact that this is a real testament to Hollywood and Hollywood producers, because, I mean, fucking once again, Jaws was made for a fraction of the DHS budget, and it is a cinema classic. The amount that real directors and real artists can do with so little is astounding. 1, 2, they did all that and was still stealing content from people. They had all that money and was still stealing content from people because nobody wanted to work with them, because nobody thinks they're on the right side of history. Let that sink in. And I ran so far.
Okay, let's talk
away.
about Iran. Let's talk about Iran real quick.
And I ran.
We don't have a plan.
I ran.
We don't know why we're
night.
there. We just know shit's getting blown up for some reason.
It's not for some reason. I mean, you have
BB's wanted to for 40
45
years.
years, right? And you have some people online, the leftists online, are calling this the Epstein War, right? You know, it's fought by the Epstein class, right? You know, to keep the Epstein files a secret, right? Because while you're trying to debate with your boomer mega cultist relatives
Jimmy Kimmel has actually trademarked Trump Epstein files
on whether or not the all-girls school was bombed by Iran because they have terrible accuracy, or if it was done by Israel and the United States.
I don't know what to believe.
They are deleting more and more Epstein files, and you can believe that because there's traceable evidence to show that that is actually happening, while we are being distracted by the shiny flashes, right? And the actual human lives that are caught up in all of this, once again, because, you know, the United States generals and Bibi Netanyahu want to usher in the apocalypse by starting World War fucking 3, and that's not hyperbole. That's not hyperbole. That is literally what is being said, according to whistleblowers, right? Like, we spent all those years after 9/11 making fun of the Islamic terrorists because of their global intifadas and their jihadas, right? But now we are doing our
Trying
own
to start the rapture.
American Inquisition, apparently.
Because Left Behind was a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, you know, there was no fucking dog whistling in that book whatsoever. None at all. No evangelical inquisition necessary, right? Fuck, man.
My brother's crazy because, like, he read the whole series and he was just like, I actually just read it as a human survivalist horror novel, like it was The Walking Dead.
I mean, because the author, I forget his name, was smart enough to be able to do what good propaganda does and use a, you know, blinder of disbelief, right? Like, if you suspend your disbelief enough.
I unapologetically love Rosie the Riveter. I'm not gonna lie. I get that it was straight up anti-Nazi propaganda, but if I'm gonna buy into any propaganda, anti-Nazi propaganda is what I'm cool with buying into.
I mean, if we're talking about Christian propaganda, Chronicles of Narnia is right there.
My dad read that to me every single night when we were growing up.
Yeah, and you wonder why? You wonder why?
I'm not,
Do you wonder why?
I am not going to lie. I have a very personal attachment to Chronicles of Narnia.
I mean, listen, there is...
It's not subtle. I acknowledge it's not subtle. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis used to argue constantly over how heavy-handed they should use the Christian symbolism.
Neither is the evangelical proselytizing of patriotism. They've done that for a reason, right? Like, there are articles being done now. I have a YouTube video on my watch later list about how the evangelical movement was a psyop and how they've used that community to kind of take over America, right? And promote their moral way of thinking, right? Like the whole moralist argument, right? Like the moral majority, all of that shit, all of that bullshit that we've been under for since like fucking Reagan, right? Like you could probably even go all the way back to like Nixon, right? Like it's all been leading up to this. That's what Benjamin Netanyahu said. We can go back 40 years, at least 40 years, and see the beginnings of all of this. And now America is coming to a reckoning where it has to decide whether or not it wants to die for the hive or if we're gonna, if we're gonna Expedition 33. I don't know.
We do need an Expedition 33. We need an Expedition. America needs an Expedition 33. And my candidate to lead it is Kevin Durant, because that motherfucker has 4 Olympic gold medals. You know who has 2 Olympic gold medals? Jayson Tatum.
Wow, I like what you did there. I see what you did there.
Jayson Tatum just came back this week from his torn Achilles that happened in May of last year, and in less than 1 year, he returned. He played his first game in the NBA in almost a year 2 nights ago.
How'd the game go?
I made sure to go somewhere that I could watch this game. I watched him. Second quarter, he was ice cold. He was like 0 for 5. And I could tell, like, Derek White and Jaylen Brown were setting him up to take these shots. And he kept missing them. The end of the quarter, he hit 1 dunk and 1 3 from the corner. And I was like, oh, all right. Second half comes. Tatum goes 5 for 5 from the field. He ends up with 15 points, 5 assists, 12 rebounds. The next game against the Cavaliers today at 1 o'clock, he scored 12 points in the first half.
Hey, okay. All right. So we're shaking the
This
rust
whole
off
time,
a little bit.
Jaylen Brown has been able to keep the Celtics second in the East, even though all of us thought it was going to be a gap year. We thought the Celtics were going to be a lottery team. And now, we're in a position where we get to add Jayson Tatum, and we don't have to have him be Jayson Tatum.
Right.
We get to have him be relative to what we were when we won the championship in 2024. He'd probably be playing something closer to the Kristaps Porzingis role as far as contribution.
Got
like,
you.
we're happy when you contribute, but we got it. Like,
Fair.
like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you need a break, we got you.
Yeah, he's no longer the man the team relies on. He is just like a member of the team.
Because Jaylen Brown is very strongly, arguably, the MVP of the league. Because, so the MVP now has this rule for regular season awards. You have to play in at least 65 games.
Okay.
So, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a lot of those players you would be like, oh, they're immediately the MVP. They haven't played enough games.
Right.
So that leaves...
being out on injury really puts you in
The
a
best
position.
ability is availability.
Yeah.
And that leaves the 2 who are the front runners, Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons, who they play, in the words of Jalen Rose, Detroit basketball.
Right, so hard, heavy
Hard
in the paint.
hitting. They are ready to throw hands.
Yeah.
And they're number 1 in the East. But Jaylen Brown has been able to carry this Celtics team, who everybody thought was going to be a lottery team. We're now second in the East, to where the point where
Clean up.
we want Jayson Tatum to come back this year?
Yeah, we want him to come
We
back
had the
quick.
Indiana Pacers, who were in Game 7 of the NBA Finals last year, in such a shitty position that they are hoping to get a top 4 pick and Tyrese Halliburton back next year.
That's wild.
The Celtics right now are playing with house money.
Okay.
I'm already happy with however this season turns out. I thought we were going to get a lottery pick, and I would get to enjoy watching Jaylen Brown score 35 points a game.
Interesting.
Now we're the 2nd seed in the East, and I get to watch Jaylen Brown score 35 points a game.
Interesting. Let's make it happen. Okay. All right. So season is shaping up to be something wild.
With the postseason just around the corner. Also, it was great. In Jayson Tatum's return to the NBA at Boston TD Garden, they were playing the Mavericks, where number 1 overall draft pick and future Celtic, Cooper Flagg, got to play. So Cooper Flagg is from Maine, and his mother is the biggest Celtics fan on the planet. Like, his mom puts Bill Simmons to shame.
I wonder what being a Celtics fan in Maine is like.
Lonely. And that's not because there's no other Celtics fan. Everybody else is a Celtics fan. It's just there's so much space between houses.
I see what you did there.
I wonder what percentage of Maine's population lives on the mainland versus lighthouses.
I see what you did there.
They definitely have to have a lot of lighthouses. We have a lot of lighthouses.
Lighthouse updates. Hey, we haven't given a lighthouse update in a while, probably because we always on top of shit.
And we don't get shit wrong. Ever. We're always correct. And when we're not, we just tell you that we don't know on the jump. Kind of like Iran. We don't know why the fuck we're there. We're not going to give you any goddamn right update. We're just saying that it's fucked that we are.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we say a bit more than that. Like I said, I like to have, the cultural relevancy discussion, right?
Oh, I mean, of
take
course,
the temperature
we all know the
of
historical
how
significance of why they're there. It's our fault this is fucked up to begin with.
It's not even that. I mean, take a temperature on, how the culture is feeling, right? Like, the state of things. The fucking price of gas has gone up. Like we said, oil is up over $100 a barrel.
We're very much over Drake, though.
Now, I had Drake news to talk about, but every time I go to talk about Drake news, even though it's culturally relevant, you still find a way to be like, I don't want to, Team Kendrick, fuck out of here, who's Drizzy? Drizzy who? Iceman these nuts,
The fact that he released an album called Iceman while Renee Good and Alex Preddy were getting
He hasn't
murdered,
released it yet,
is
though.
pretty bad.
He hasn't released it
Did
yet.
he push back the release date?
No, the album apparently is getting leaked or has been hacked and stolen. He's being extorted, and he claims he's got to change
that 100%.
So that's the whole discussion online. Is the album really has the album really been hacked, or does this nigga not have an album and he's stalling for time?
No, this is PR. It's been hacked. He wants to test the waters to see how everybody
Like he did with
reacts.
push-ups?
If they clown him, he'll clean up production for the real release. If they love it, he'll just release the album.
So I wasn't before the pod. I wasn't able to find any of the songs that had been allegedly leaked yet. So I don't know if this is one of those Kanye's laptop situations where a hacker has
Hunter Biden's
hacked into the studio files some kind of way and is holding them ransom. Because the talk was that Drake could potentially be dropping Iceman either sometime this month. The rumor was the 13th, or he was going to let Yeet, because Yeet is dropping this month, as well as Harry Styles. So both of them are supposed to be dropping albums, right?
And SNL will not let you forget that Harry Styles is dropping. Because while Ryan Gosling was hosting this week, his entire monologue was a running bit about Harry Styles being in the audience. Who, by the way, is hosting next week.
So with this release being so pivotal for Drake, to get overshadowed by Yeet, who has like the younger hip hop generation in the chokehold.
Harry Styles?
Yeet, who has the younger generation in the chokehold, and then Harry Styles, who is already a pop phenomenon and does numbers when he. Why would you put yourself in the middle of it?
If you look at the guy, like, he's pretty objectively like a pretty cool dude.
So why would you put yourself in the middle of that, being somebody who is controversial right now like Drake, right? Like, so the question is does
Drake's out here thinking he's Kanye.
Does Drake drop on Friday the 13th, right, and risk it being in between a Yeet release and a Harry Styles release, right? Or does he do another Iceman vlog on Instagram like he's been doing, release a new song with SD Kid, because I think SD Kid is supposed to be releasing soon too.
That one, because Drake is a bitch.
But now we're getting this rumor that the album is either being A, leaked, or B, ransomed. So who knows? Who knows if we're gonna actually get Iceman at this point? We'll probably get World War III before we get Iceman and
Or
Grand Theft
GTA
Auto
6.
6.
But you know what you will get?
We did get the return.
You know what you will get? You will get Dot and Ziggy from the Flood at least twice a month.
Yeah. We usually, every other week,
We do our best.
Yeah. If we get a lot of news in between there, then you can catch us more than every other week.
We do our best.
We try not to
certainly catch our takes on threads.
Yeah, and we try not to overwhelm like Drake. Like, we're not oversaturating ourselves like Champagne Poppy.
No.
But saying all that is to say that
None of this
is normal.
But what should be normal is like, sharing, and subscribing at the Flood Pod on everything, and that is on everything. And a special shout out to our patrons in Rage Peacock.
Hey, we see you at the end of the episode like a real one. Slater.
Thunder Night, right.
Yo,
and then
Andrew P.
Raymer. A boo, 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 boo.
And shout out to all the new listeners if you guys made it to the end of the episode. And even if you didn't make it to the end of the episode, shout out to you for giving us the views. Anyway, we appreciate y'all, and we'll be back with more news and hot takes next week.
Bars.
Look, it's a flood.
The flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Wait, why can't we talk about
It
black
is
stuff?
time to